In Brazil, an investigation reveals that the use of U.S. anti-corruption law was an instrument of geopolitical dispute, especially against companies based in the global south. More details in the following report.
The U.S. Department of Justice announced an investigation against the Swedish aircraft manufacturer Saab in connection with a contract with the Brazilian government in 2014, when Dilma Rousseff, the current president of the new BRICS Development Bank, was president of the country. The agreement resulted in the purchase of 36 Swedish Gripen fighter jets for $4.5 billion, which today are the property of the Brazilian Air Force. President Lula considered the action to be part of a hegemonist posture of the United States.
Comrade Dilma bought an airplane that was more economical, cheaper, and the maintenance cost less. It is a plane of a group of countries. It is Swedish with the participation of England and other countries. I sincerely believe that the request for information from the United States is an interference by the United States in something from another country.
An investigation by Arthur Pinheiro de Azevedo Bonzado shows that the U.S. applies lighter fines to U.S. companies accused of committing corruption offenses in a strategy to boost U.S. industry and destabilize competing markets by attacking up-and-coming economies.
A more recent cutback would be applied more rigorously in the countries of the Global South, especially in the BRICS, because of the geopolitical issue. The BRICS are a coalition that is making a certain stand against U.S. hegemony, mainly in the institutions of Bretton Woods and the World Bank.
The thesis reveals that with the help of Lava Jato, Brazilian companies paid the largest fines in the history of the U.S. anti-corruption law, the FCPA. At the top of the list of countries targeted by the U.S. legal actions are China, Brazil, and India, countries that make up the BRICS.
The Brazilian case is striking because of the amount of the fines, but there are many Chinese companies that are affected. Even China has been expressing in its diplomatic documents that it perceives the nature of competition control based on the extraterritorial jurisdiction of the U.S. anti-corruption law. It would be a geopolitical strategy. Although there is corruption of these companies as a structural phenomenon of capitalism, especially when we are talking about large conglomerates, but there is a certain selectivity in the sense of instrumentalizing corruption to harm certain companies.
On October 22nd, Brazil will participate in the BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia. A month later, it will host the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro, where announcements are expected on the country's entry into the Chinese global logistics circuit called the Belt and Road.